And I remember when I made it on a pair of car speakers. I don't know, L, if you remember my studio, the first one that burned down.
Yeah, over there by Nico's.
Yep, right across from Nico's, next to Alameda.
Okay.
That was my studio. But like I made it in that studio up there, and it had on a pair of like car subs. So I had some car subs wired to my receiver, and had some tins in there, so I could hear. That's why everything was slapping how it was.
You knew it was gonna slap. You had the car test.
Man.
You gotta get the car for you know how. You get the car test in the room. Like you got. Now that you said that, that should be the method.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I always do the car test, but I don't know anybody who really put because I wasn't.
Yeah, nigga need a car room.
Yeah.
For real.
Remember them rooms when they used to sell hella decks like at
Circuit City. Good God.
Good guy.
I think it's even better if you just put a trunk in the room.
Yeah, trunk.
Just the trunk part.
Just have to take it out.
Yeah, that's cold, man. And so did 40 get at you?
So he didn't get at me. Mr. Fab actually put me on the phone with him, and we didn't really have a real conversation. He was like, "Good looking nephew." He's like, "This thing slap."
Okay.
But that was the extent of it.
So it is the official, unofficial.
Yes,
remix.
that's what I call it.
And was it monetized?
No. And then that's the hardest part. I'm sure he's gotten paid off of it. Like people.
That's
just
what I was about to say.
I never saw anywhere.
So is it on like Apple Music and all that?
It's not. We still. And it's funny. I'm probably gonna get it on there.
Yeah.
Because people are always asking me, and I'm like, damn. Yeah, I've been sleeping. I've just been chilling on it.
Right.
It's online, but it's not on Apple. It's not like on iTunes.
Yeah, and then like you said, y'all had a conversation, but not really a conversation.
Yeah.
You just, so it was too casual to talk business.
Right.
But
I wasn't even there. Keep it real. When I first started, I wasn't even there.
Oh, you wasn't. Yeah.
I mean, just in my own head, I was just like making beats and not thinking about that. But indirectly monetized. I would get gigs. I remember one time I was in Australia and got in a cab with this girl, and we were talking, and she's like, "What are you doing down here?" I was on tour with my friend, Kid's sister from Chicago.
I know about Kid's sister.
Yeah, and she, I was in this cab, and she was like, "What are you doing here?" And she, come to find out, she had heard of me before and knew the remix.
Wow.
And it's just someone who lives out there, and I'm like, okay, this is crazy.
Yeah. Damn, that's crazy, man. What doing something on your own, betting on yourself, what we've been talking about lately, right? It's crazy what that could do for your career because we had Brownie Blends in here, and he just offered a cut to a nigga that was a rookie coming to the Raiders. Hey, man, you need a cut? Right. They talking shit back and forth online. Well, can you really cut? And blah, blah, blah. Every nigga in every town think they got the best barber.
They got the hands. Yeah.
A nigga from Memphis told me that, come on, get your hair cut. I was like, you're lying too far back, bro. You know what I'm saying? You my nigga. But I see what y'all trying to do, but you trying to get too crispy, nigga. That's going to grow back nasty. You know what I'm saying? We don't do that. You know what I'm saying? So betting on yourself, man, that was a great thing, man. And I don't even know if you knew what you was doing that, but you just was fucking with it. Yeah.
I mean, I think I was like, people were always saying like, oh, this is dope. So I just kind of kept going with it until I couldn't, until it was my whole thing. I'm like, oh shit, this is what I do.
Yeah, that's dope, man. So what kind of calls did you start getting after that?
Man, I got a lot of calls from like folks around here because at the time there was definitely the hyphy movement kickoff. And at that time the difference was I was rapping, so I would get a lot of shows. I did a lot of shows in that time frame. And from between here and New York and Los Angeles, and just working with Fool's Gold Records in New York, and then doing a lot of shows out here. In
so with Fool's Gold, I know about them. Was you signed?
Well, they did it differently. So they're an independent label. We did deals for singles. So I'm not I was never signed to the label.
Okay.
But they would do deals like for the single. Like, oh, we want to put it out. And it's like,
okay.
Yeah, I think it's a smart way to do it because it's like you're not trying to own people.
Yeah, and also, man, to be honest with you, man, until an artist is ready, and at that point, I think artist development nowadays is singles. You know, like they would have got you ready, got your image ready, and hella shit just for a single. You know what I'm saying? But nowadays, shit, nigga in the basement. You know, and we talked about that with Pro Tools and music going digital, and the birth of the MP3 was easy to record, right?
Right.
But you flip that as far as the visual and YouTube coming out, and then as far as hip hop, Chief Keef and them, you know, like being able to just shoot it in your living room, that just changed. It turned hip hop on its axis. You know what I'm saying? Because the Southern cats took that and ran with it. They can have guns outside. They're like, oh nigga, y'all want to do that? They still having all kind of weapons, and the visually, that's when shit. That's where we are now. That's how shit evolved and changed. That's why most hood rappers only have videos with their partners in the back. Like, that's just not exciting.
You know, it's crazy though.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
I think when Chief Keef did that and motherfuckers started doing that again, that reminded me of when I was like 1998 when the Hot Boys started doing that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just t-shirts in the hood. You could see a motherfucker with a missing leg and teeth and shit like that in the hood.
Yeah.
That kind of reminded me of that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Most definitely. You're absolutely right. Yeah. It's just the real. That's when shit just started changing, and then we got the internet, of course. So like after you was doing that, like now, so far as your relationships, you mentioned kid sister, and they dope. That's dope. You know, I fuck with that too. You know what I'm saying? But who else was you like around? Like, I know that you moved around and you fucked with a lot of influencers and people in the game. Like, what were some of your experiences like? Because coming out of Alameda, it's just not hella people around doing it like that. So you had to go explore, of course. Yeah. But you even have a different story than the average Alameda citizen. Like,
For sure.
Even their celebrities. Like, you know, you think about an athlete, that shit is a long, drawn out process from a kid. You know what I'm saying? You like went to college, did hella shit, and then start living. You know what I mean? You had an opportunity to almost feel like this shit just everyday shit like everybody else. Like, you know, when the money ain't coming in, it feel like everyday shit.
Right.
Yeah. So,
I mean, I always say I felt like I'm 5 years behind in terms of like, if